That evening, no one noticed. The woman sitting in the corner booth looked like just another ordinary customer in her worn jeans and plain sweatshirt. She was quietly studying the menu, minding her own business, until the young waiter told her, "This place isn't in your budget, you should go somewhere else." Welcome to Human Stories. Before we begin this powerful story about strength and redemption, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from today. And if you believe true power comes from silence, hit that subscribe button. These stories inspire. The Golden Spoon restaurant was located in Manhattan's Upper East Side. Crystal chandeliers, marble tables, gold-framed artwork. Every detail screamed luxury. At 8:30 p.m., the customer count had reached its peak. Finding a table without a reservation was impossible. The woman sitting alone in the corner booth didn't seem out of place in this flashy environment. But her clothes told a different story. Worn jeans, a plain gray sweatshirt, scuffed Nike sneakers. Her hair was pulled back in a simple bun, no makeup. Early 30s, medium height, a Hispanic woman. Her name was Isabella Rodriguez, but no one knew that. Tyler, the waiter, was 26 years old, a young man who loved impressing customers with his good looks and charisma. He enjoyed working at expensive Manhattan restaurants because the tips were good, but only from the right customers. When he approached Isabella's table, he frowned. This woman didn't fit the restaurant's clientele. She had probably come to the wrong place. "Good evening," he said in a cold voice. "Do you have a reservation?" Isabella looked up. Her eyes were brown, calm but observant. "No, do you have any available tables?" "I'm sorry, we don't accept walk-ins without reservations." Isabella surveyed the restaurant from end to end. There were at least 5 empty tables. "But there are empty tables." Tyler was annoyed. "We have a reservation policy. Also," he paused, "this is quite an expensive place. Maybe you'd be more comfortable somewhere else." Isabella smiled. "Don't worry about the prices. Can I take one of those tables?" Tyler sighed internally. He didn't want to deal with this type of customer, but if the manager saw, there would be trouble. Reluctantly, he seated Isabella at the small corner table. As Isabella settled into her seat, she carefully observed the restaurant. She was noting every detail, watching how the staff treated customers. At the table next to her sat a couple in designer clothes, and Tyler was practically serving them hand and foot, smiling, chatting, making recommendations. When he came to Isabella's table, his face was sour. "What would you like to order?" Isabella opened the menu. Each dish started at $50. "I'll have the lobster thermidor, please." Tyler was surprised. It was one of the most expensive dishes. "Are you sure?" "It's $95. "I'm sure, and some wine." "The wine list is separate. Our cheapest bottle is $40. Isabella smiled patiently. "That's fine. Do you have Dom Perignon 2012? Tyler's mouth fell open. That wine was $300. "We do, but it's very expensive." "Please bring it." Tyler walked away uncertainly. Was this woman serious or was she bluffing? As he headed to the kitchen, he whispered to his coworker, Ashley, "Table 7 just ordered $400 worth of food, but I don't think she can pay." Ashley looked. "Which woman? The homeless-looking one?" Ashley laughed. "Seriously? What are you going to do if her card gets declined?" "Call the manager. These people always do this. They talk big, then get embarrassed." 20 minutes later, Tyler brought the lobster thermidor and Dom Perignon. Isabella thanked him and began eating. She was carefully evaluating each bite, testing the wine's aroma. Tyler watched from a distance. The woman was eating like an expert critic. Strange. When Isabella finished her meal, Tyler approached. "How was everything?" "The lobster was slightly overcooked," Isabella said calmly. "The chef probably left it for 2 minutes too long. The wine was good, but the serving temperature wasn't ideal." Tyler was surprised. What did this woman know about food? "Would you like dessert?" "How's your creme brulee?" "It's excellent." "I'll have that. And an espresso." Tyler placed the order. He was starting to get curious. Who could this woman be? When Isabella finished her dessert, Tyler brought the check. Total, $425. "I'll pay with card," Isabella said. Tyler relaxed. "I hope her card goes through," he thought. Isabella pulled out a plain-looking credit card from her purse. Tyler took the card and ran it through the POS machine. Declined. Isabella acted surprised. That's strange. Can we try another card? Tyler was starting to get annoyed. Look, ma'am, I told you from the beginning, this is an expensive place. Now ... Please calm down, Isabella said. I have another card. This time she pulled out a different card from her purse, matte black, with Isabella Rodriguez written in gold letters. Tyler took the card but didn't pay attention. He ran it through the POS machine again. Approved. But something on the screen caught his attention. The card type read, Black Card Unlimited. As Tyler handed the card back, he began to wonder. What did black card mean? He had never encountered such a card before. Is tip included? He asked. Add 20%, Isabella said. Tyler calculated. $85 tip. Good money. When the transaction was completed, Isabella stood up. Thank you. As Tyler watched, he thought, there was something strange about this woman. Her comments about the food were very professional. She had a black card. But why was she dressed like this? As Isabella left, she surveyed the restaurant once more. The staff's behavior toward other customers, service quality, general atmosphere. She was noting everything. When she stepped outside, she opened her cell phone. Hello, Sarah, this is Isabella. Tonight's test is complete. How did it go, ma'am? As expected. We'll discuss the details tomorrow. She hung up and started walking. At the end of the street, her black Tesla Model S was waiting. Tyler came to work at his normal time the next morning. He was still thinking about the strange customer from the previous night. As he was changing in the locker room, Ashley came up to him. Tyler, the manager wants to see you. What for? I don't know, but he looked serious. Tyler went to manager David Mitchell's office. He knocked on the door. Come in. David was in his 50s, an experienced restaurant manager. He was sitting at his desk, looking at the computer screen. Sit down, Tyler. Tyler sat. Is there a problem? Do you remember the woman who dined at the corner table last night? Tyler's heart raced. Yes. How did you treat her? Normal. Why are you asking? David turned the computer screen around. Security camera footage was visible. Tyler's cold treatment of Isabella, his mocking conversation with her, was clearly visible. Is this normal behavior? Tyler swallowed. That woman didn't fit our clientele. Her clothes ... Didn't fit our clientele, David repeated. So you judge customers based on their appearance. No, I didn't mean it like that. David picked up a paper from his desk. Did you ever try to find out who this woman was? No. Did you read the name on her credit card? Tyler hesitated. No, I didn't pay attention. David handed him the paper. Read this. Tyler looked at the paper. It was the restaurant chain's ownership documents. At the top it read, Owner Isabella Rodriguez. Tyler's face went pale. This can't be possible, Tyler said, trembling. It's very possible. Isabella Rodriguez owns Rodriguez Restaurant Group, 47 restaurants in 23 cities, including this one. Tyler's world collapsed. I didn't know. Of course you didn't, because you didn't care to find out. Your prejudices blinded you. David stood up. Ms. Rodriguez regularly inspects her restaurants. She comes disguised as a customer to test how staff behaves. Last night was your test. What happens now? What do you think happens? Tyler's hand was shaking. Please, Ms. Rodriguez's report arrived this morning. It details how you treat customers, your class discrimination, your rudeness. Give me one more chance, please. Tyler, this business doesn't work that way. You judged a customer based on her clothes. You tried to kick her out by saying it's expensive. If Ms. Rodriguez had been an ordinary person, you would have hurt her. David walked toward the door. Pack your things. You're terminated. That same morning, at One World Trade Center in Manhattan, Isabella was sitting in her office at Rodriguez Restaurant Group headquarters. Her office on the 45th floor had the most beautiful view of the city. On her desk was last night's report. She had taken notes not just about Tyler, but about all the staff. Her assistant Sarah entered. Isabella, David called from the Golden Spoon. He informed that Tyler has been terminated. I see. What about Ashley? Did you take notes about Ashley? Yes. She was behaving like Tyler. She called me homeless looking. Sarah was surprised. Will you fire her too? Isabella thought. Number. Let's give Ashley another chance, but she needs training. Tyler, however, he went too far. As Isabella looked out the window, she thought about her past. At 15, she had immigrated with her family from Mexico to Los Angeles. She spoke no English, had no money. Her first job was cleaning at a Taco Bell. She worked 12 hours a day, studied English at night. At 18, she became a waitress. At 22, a sous chef. During those years, she was humiliated and looked down upon countless times because of her clothes, her accent, her appearance. But she never gave up. At 25, she opened her first restaurant, a small Mexican restaurant in Los Angeles. At 30, her second one in New York. Now, at 34, she had 47 restaurants. But she never forgot how she was treated, how she was judged, how she was looked down upon. That's why she inspected her restaurants disguised as a customer. She wouldn't allow her staff to make the same mistakes. Tyler stood in front of the restaurant with a cardboard box in his hand, looking at the building one last time. Inside were his personal belongings. Very few things. His mind was confused. How had this happened? How had he made such a big mistake? Isabella Rodriguez. He had never heard the name. But now when he researched, he saw that she was a very famous businesswoman. She had been featured in Forbes magazine, had CNN interviews. And he had judged her by her clothes, looked down on her. His cell phone rang. It was his mother from New Jersey. Tyler, how's work going? Fine, Mom, he couldn't say. Mom, I got fired. What? Why? Tyler couldn't explain. How would he explain? That he humiliated a customer and she turned out to be the restaurant owner. I'll explain later, Mom. He hung up. He needed to go to his apartment in Brooklyn. But first, he had to do something. Tyler went to Rodriguez Restaurant Group headquarters. He stood in front of One World Trade Center, 45 floors. Isabella Rodriguez's office was at the top. He approached security. I'd like to see Isabella Rodriguez. Do you have an appointment? No, but no appointments without prior arrangement, Tyler insisted. Please, it's very important. I worked at the Golden Spoon. Security called Sarah. Sarah asked Isabella, Ma'am, Tyler from the Golden Spoon is here. He wants to meet with you. Isabella hesitated. Why is he here? Probably to apologize. Don't accept, it's too late now. Sarah returned to security. We can't schedule an appointment. When Tyler came out, his hopes were exhausted. What would he do now? In the following weeks, Tyler looked for work. But New York's restaurant industry was a small world. News of his firing from Isabella Rodriguez had spread quickly. No one wanted to hire him. When they asked, why were you terminated? He didn't know what to say. A week later, Ashley called. Tyler, how are you? Getting by, how are you? I'm still working, but there have been changes. What kind? We had customer service training. Isabella Rodriguez herself came and gave the training. Tyler's heart sank. What did she say? She explained how we should treat customers, that we should never judge anyone by their appearance, that everyone deserves respect. Did she mention me? Ashley hesitated. Yes, she used you as an example of what not to do. Tyler's heart ached. A month later, Isabella visited the Golden Spoon again. This time, she didn't hide her identity. She came wearing an elegant Armani suit with makeup. All the staff knew her now. David greeted her. Welcome, Ms. Rodriguez. Thank you, David. How are the changes going? Very well. The staff training was very beneficial. Customer satisfaction increased by 30%. Isabella was pleased. How is Ashley? Very good. She's now part of our training team. She teaches other employees proper behavior. That's good. As Isabella toured the restaurant, she saw that everything was better. The staff was kinder, more careful, but she couldn't help thinking about Tyler. Tyler was now working at a McDonald's in Brooklyn. Much lower pay than before, much less prestige. But at least he had a job. This experience had taught him a lot, how he should treat customers, that he shouldn't judge anyone. He wasn't making his old mistakes at his new workplace. He showed equal respect to every customer. One day, an elderly Hispanic woman came. Old clothes, worn purse. The old Tyler would have looked down on her, but now he greeted her with the same warmth. "Good afternoon. How can I help you?" The elderly woman smiled. "You're very kind." He took her order, brought her food, was constantly attentive. As the woman left, "Young man, kind people like you are rare." "Thank God you exist," she said. Tyler smiled genuinely. This was real satisfaction. 6 months later, Tyler was shopping at Whole Foods when he saw a familiar face. It was Isabella Rodriguez. She was dressed simply again, shopping for organic vegetables. His heart raced. Should he approach? Should he apologize? He hesitated, but then he gathered courage and approached. "Ms. Rodriguez?" Isabella turned. She recognized Tyler, but there was no harsh expression on her face. "Hello, Tyler. I wanted to apologize. That night I was very rude. I judged you, humiliated you. I'm very sorry." Isabella listened carefully. "Why are you sorry?" "Because it was wrong. Even if I didn't know who you were, I shouldn't have treated you that way. I shouldn't treat anyone that way." Isabella smiled. "That's the real apology." "Excuse me?" "You're apologizing to me not because I'm wealthy, but because what you did was wrong. That's the right apology." Tyler relaxed. "Thank you for your understanding. What work are you doing now?" "Fast food, but I'm not complaining. I'm learning new things," Isabella thought. "Tyler, I have an offer for you. We have an open position in our training department. We give customer service training to new waiters. Are you interested?" Tyler was surprised. "But I treated you. You made a mistake, but you learned. Now you can prevent others from making the same mistake. Do you really trust me?" "Everyone deserves a second chance. You do too." Tyler's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you. I won't waste this opportunity." "I know." Tyler started working as a training specialist at Rodriguez Restaurant Group. His job was to teach new waiters proper behavior. In his first class, he told his story, how he made mistakes, the consequences, what he learned. "I'm telling you about my own mistake," he said, "so you don't make the same mistake." The young waiters listened carefully. "Never judge any customer by their appearance. Everyone deserves respect. Rich or poor, young or old, it doesn't matter." One waiter asked, "But what if they really cause problems?" "Then you handle it professionally. But first, you give them a chance." Months passed. Tyler's training was very successful. Customer complaints decreased in restaurants. Satisfaction increased. Isabella was sitting in her office reviewing the latest reports. Tyler's training results were excellent. Sarah entered. "Isabella, Tyler's performance report came in. He's very successful." "Good. We made the right decision." "Why did you give him a second chance?" Isabella smiled. "Because I've made mistakes too. There were people who gave me chances. But he was very rude to you." "Yes, but then he learned. That's what matters." Isabella looked out the window. "Sarah, successful people aren't those who never make mistakes. They're those who learn from their mistakes." At the end of the year, Rodriguez Restaurant Group held its traditional holiday party. All employees came together. Isabella gave a speech. "This year we made great progress. Customer satisfaction hit record levels. You are the reason for this." Applause rose. "I especially want to congratulate our training department. Under Tyler's leadership, they did amazing work." Tyler stood up and thanked her. His confidence had returned. After the event, Isabella approached him. "How do you feel?" "Very happy. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity." "You deserved it, Tyler. You learned from your mistake, improved yourself." "I'll never forget," Isabella smiled. "Good. Because one day you'll give others opportunities too." And so, a small incident in a restaurant changed both Tyler's and Isabella's lives. Tyler learned from his mistakes and earned his second chance. Isabella once again proved the power of showing mercy. Because real power isn't taking revenge, it's giving people the opportunity to learn. And sometimes the biggest lessons come from the biggest mistakes. Isabella Rodriguez didn't just go to test that evening. She also went to change a life. And she changed both her own and Tyler's lives. If this story moved you, let us know in the comments. Have you ever judged someone by their appearance, and did you regret it later? Share your stories with us. Don't forget to subscribe to Human Stories. We bring you powerful stories like this every week because every person has a story worth telling.